Welcome to episode 5 of season 2, our 25th episode. Josie, we've been doing this 6 months today is when we started.
Wow. Time flies when you're having fun.
Oh, it does. It does. Welcome to Healthy Living with Marilyn. My name is Dr. Marilyn Scott, and I am the hostess with the mostess as we talk about other healthy projects that we're working on and giving you information from near and far. So I want to welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening. We are live. We are not Memorex.
Nope.
So if we say something funky, it's going to be live. What can I
right.
say? So I am just so happy that everybody's here. Had a hard week this week, but we're making it through. And Josie, who has been with me since the beginning of time, since before we got Healthy Living with Marilyn going. I'm so glad you're here, Josie.
I'm excited to be here. It's 25. Season 2, episode 5, 25th anniversary.
Right.
I think that.
Season 2, episode 5, 25th anniversary
2-5.
show tonight. And I have a great friend of mine who is helping celebrate our 25th anniversary, as she put up on her PowerPoint. Rhonda Koon, who came all the way from Dinwiddie. She doesn't live in Richmond. She lives in Dinwiddie. Yeah, and she has a company that she has started called OBX Organix.com. And she is starting a health food store. It's a health food store, right, Rhonda? A health food store down in Avon, North Carolina, at the Outer Banks. Boy, I'm going to have to...
Can't wait to go down there.
I'm going to have to spend a lot of time down there at Rhonda's place, I'll tell you. I can't wait.
We'll have you down and we'll do all this inside the shop.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that would be so much fun.
Remote locations,
Really, on location. So thanks for being with us, Rhonda.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen each other. Yeah, we got to quit doing that. But Rhonda has given me a gift. She's got a brand new logo, OBX Organix, which I don't know whether you guys can see that. Michael, can you?
I have it in the PowerPoint.
You have it in the PowerPoint? Okay. And she's got a brand new brochure out. She's going to be closed on Mondays, everybody, but she'll be open. She'll be closed on Sundays and Mondays, but she'll be open Tuesday through Saturday. 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. Boy, you're an early riser anyhow.
That's just a prototype.
Subject to change.
Prototype.
Subject to change.
This is a prototype. So. But I felt honored to be able to have these, and this will definitely go up on my refrigerator. I'm so excited. So we are simulcasting this on my YouTube channel, Healthy Living with Marilyn, and on my Facebook page, marilyn.a.scott123. Please, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I've got over 75 subscribers. I would love for you to support me and subscribe so I could have 100 subscribers by the end of the month.
That's going to be great. Yeah.
Right. It would be awesome to get that century mark by Halloween.
Yes.
So please, and have your
get you
friends
there.
subscribe. Tonight, we've been talking about food for the past couple weeks, haven't we, Joe? We've been talking about eating and controlling your emotional eating. We've been talking about romancing the food. We had that on last week where we played a little bit of Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. Sexual healing. Yeah, we played that. But this week, we're getting a little bit more into the nitty-gritty. We are going to be talking about GMOs. And you ask what GMOs are? They are genetically modified organisms. Not good
stuff.
That's right. Not good to have in your body and in your system and in the food supply. Unfortunately, it is in our food supply. So Rhonda has made this wonderful PowerPoint, and she has entitled it GMOs Poison to Profit, because they are profiting while we are getting sick. As you all know, there has been a lot of illnesses that have come up over the past 20 years that when I was a kid, when Josie was a kid, when Rhonda was a kid, probably when Michael, and I know when Zen was a kid, they didn't have those diseases.
Nope.
They didn't have them. They weren't there. Our food was more pure. We know where our food was coming from. When I got milk my milk came from a milkman.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
my
In the
eggs came from
bottle.
the egg,
Yeah,
the
in the
glass
bottle, the
bottles.
glass bottles
And I
of milk.
remember we had a vestibule at our house, and inside there was this silver box that was like a thermal box, and the milkman put my milk
Put it
in
right in there.
right in the box.
Yeah.
That's how they.
Yeah. Had that.
That was a long time ago.
And we go out and get the eggs from the chickens.
That's right. That's right. So we are going to be talking about GMOs. And so I would like for Rhonda to explain, how did you get into this, Rhonda?
Reading labels.
Reading labels.
I was just tired of being in the natural industry and the word natural being so adulterated. And you go to read the labels and there was nothing really natural in the product. So that led to more research, and then the GMOs came about, and it just kept snowballing.
Yeah.
So I listened to this documentary called GMOs Revealed, which is where I got the majority of the information for tonight. And it enlightened me to stuff that I didn't even know about
Existed.
GMOs. Yeah. So that's why I said, you know what, we need to put this together and put it in a PowerPoint and put it on your show and inform your watchers just exactly what it is they're eating.
You know, I've always told everybody you need to shop the outside of the perimeter of the grocery store. If you go in the inside of the grocery store, that's where all that stuff is. If you look at a box or a can, you can't pronounce it, you can't spell it, you don't know what it is, why do you want to put it in your bod?
Exactly.
Period. Why do you want to do that? And a lot of times when people eat stuff like that, eat the processed foods, they don't feel good afterwards.
Nope.
And they get sick. And then what do you have to do? You have to go to the doctor. It's this circle.
It's a cycle.
It is this
It's a
cycle.
Cycle of sickness.
Right. That's right. The cycle of sickness.
Or what I call the medical merry-go-round.
Yep. The medical merry-go-round. Absolutely. The medical merry-go-round. So, but before we get started, Josi, what's going on with you?
So this month for Damsel in Defense, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and so we're helping people understand what domestic violence is and to help bring awareness to issues that can occur to women. And so that's our focus this month, and we've got some specials for Halloween for safety for children. We have one of our tools, a Holler Hers, Holler His, that we're doing along with some little trick-or-treat things to help kids be safe out for Halloween. So that's with my Damsel business and with my Soul Purpose business. We just did a workshop with the essential oils, making natural deodorants, and teaching about lymphatic brushing, especially for patients who have cancer and breast cancer.
Yeah, dry brushing is really important. I've told you all before, my listeners, dry brushing is so important. Rhonda and I have taken a lot of classes together, and what do they say? Dry brush. Don't forget to dry brush. It is so important. Go to Walmart, get yourself one of those long wooden handles with the brush on the end, and start scrubbing your skin. You will feel a whole lot better. You will know.
You feel your skin tingle as the lymph begins to move through the body.
And it removes the epithelials on the top of your skin. You know, we all have dead skin on our bodies every day. We all shed. We're not like dogs, but we do shed.
We do.
You're laughing.
I know, we're like little snakes.
We do.
Yes. Which is a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
It's a great thing. Your skin needs to breathe.
Our skin needs to breathe because we have pores. So now we're going to get on to the nitty-gritty. So Rhonda.
Okay, we are going to start with the GMOs, the poison for profit.
Michael, can you zero in on the PowerPoints? And by the way, please get a pen and pencil. This is like Healthy Living with Marilyn class tonight. It's GMOs 101.
Yep.
Okay? And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. You can contact me through my email, which is toppriorityllc@gmail.com, or give me a call or text me at 804-350-0034. So, on the PowerPoint, here we go. Get your pen and pencil, friends.
Now, what is a GMO? GMOs are plants that are created by combining the DNA to improve crop protection and insect resistance.
Right, so they don't want bugs around.
They don't want the bugs around, but what are they using?
Bugs have good jobs.
I know they have a job, but not according to Monsanto.
I know.
So what do they use? glyphosate. And what is glyphosate? It is Roundup weed killer. Basically, they are injecting the DNA of your corn or your soy or your cotton plant with the Roundup. So when they come back through and spray with Roundup, everything dies around it except for that plant, because now it's resistant to the Roundup because it's inside the plant. Glyphosate was actually first patented as an antibiotic. Anti meaning against, biotic meaning life. So it's already against life. The World Health Organization classifies Roundup as a 2A carcinogen. That is some heavy stuff right there. The terrifying thing about the Roundup is that it is water soluble. Once you dump it on the ground, it goes into your water table, it goes into the air, it goes everywhere.
So it's hard to get away from it.
Yes. This is the patent number for anyone that likes to do research like I do for the glyphosate as the antibiotic. No prescription required. This website right here, which is GMOfreeusa.org, is a very good website to go get more information on Roundup and glyphosate and your GMOs.
Repeat that one again. Repeat that.
It is GMOfree, Free, USA.org.
So write that down, everybody. GMOfreeusa.org.
And this information in the PowerPoint presentation, if you notice down in the corner there, it comes from GMOs. Make sure you put an S on the GMOs, revealed.com. It was a 9-part documentary series. It was over, 30 some hours worth of information, which is where a lot of this came from. Again, this goes to show you that the Monsanto got their approval through the EPA or the FDA to utilize Roundup as a chemical for farming. It was not supposed to be injected, genetically into the food. They submitted their own safety science. Yeah, they didn't even have to get approval for it. The FDA never asked for third-party studies on it. They just whipped it right on through.
And the other thing is, a lot of countries over in Europe, there's 66 countries that do not allow these type of chemicals in their country or on their food.
Except for, us here in the U.S., and they claim we feed the world, but what are we feeding them?
Well, yeah,
They
in
don't
Canada.
allow it there
In Canada.
Yeah, right.
You're right.
Well, plants have something called a SHIKIMATE pathway. And the adage is, Monsanto says that the pathway does not exist in humans, it only exists in plants. But that pathway blocks the ability for enzymes to make your amino acids. In fact, 4 of those amino acids are depleted when they do the genetic modifying of the corn or the soy or the cotton or whatever they're genetically modifying. So they literally rob a subset of our alphabet in the amino acid chain. So could you imagine us trying to talk and only having 19 letters of the 26 alphabet and trying to communicate?
We can't do that.
Your cells can't do that either.
Cells can't do that either.
They cannot communicate because it's being blocked by the glyphosate. And in nature, everything has a course. You grow a plant from a seed, it grows up, it matures, it bears its fruit, it ripens, you pick the fruit, you eat the fruit, you get all the nutrients, everything you're supposed to get from that plant. Well, farmers got into too big of a hurry, and they did not want to wait for the wheat to dry at its natural process. So what did? They spray it with Roundup and kill it. Okay, then a week later they harvest it, but what they've done is they've changed the carbohydrate to fiber ratio in that gluten that's in that wheat. And what they have created now are all kinds of digestive issues. People are more gluten intolerant now than they have ever been. This was done back in 2012, and at that time there was 18 million people in the U.S.
that had
gluten intolerance.
issues.
And, you know, I suggest to say that it's not so much the gluten that they're having the problem with.
It's the wheat
It's
and
the glyphosate that they're having the problem with.
Right.
The gluten sensitivity. is
Right, and
coming
that's
from-
what's making it, because basically, because of that, it makes the gluten more gluten. When you eat a piece of bread, it's like you're eating a ball. And
Well,
you
the
can't
body-
digest
yeah.
it. Your body cannot process
doesn't
it.
recognize
Your
it as
body
food.
doesn't recognize it as food,
Right.
and you cannot digest it.
And here's the power. This is why. Monsanto was caught with the FDA official that was writing the papers around certifying it as safe. Here's my shock face. Companies themselves produce their own safety data.
Yes.
There are no third-party tests done. 95% of the soybeans, 85% of the corn is GMO, and now we have GMO pollen. And we wonder why the honeybees are dying by tens of thousands in droves. And without the honeybees, we
don't
have
have
no
food.
food. We have no food. 95% of Americans test positive for glyphosate in their urine. That means all of us here in this room and all of your viewers out there have glyphosate somewhere in their body that's being excreted through their urine.
And it's because it's in the air, friends.
Yes.
It's in the air.
You can't get away from
You can't
it.
get away from it.
Last year, 2 billion kilograms of glyphosate
Glyphosate.
there
We'll
you
get
go,
it.
was used worldwide. That's a lot of poison being dumped on the ground and in the water and in the air.
Because when it
people will
goes in the
think
ground,
that, you know, if there's a non-GMO farm, then they're safe. But it's traveling through the air, so those farms then become infected as well. And that's really a problem because
well, so
you
does
really
the
don't-
water.
Yeah.
Yeah. The person in charge of the policy at the FDA was a former Monsanto attorney, Michael Taylor, who is now our food czar,
Yes.
the United
Yes,
States
I know
food
that.
czar.
That's
Yeah. And based on a single sentence in the FDA policy where they claim that there's no significant difference between GMOs and non-GMOs, Monsanto was allowed to put GMOs on the market without one single safety study.
None. They just
And-
put it out there.
Yeah, and now today you don't even have to tell the FDA that you're putting a GMO on the market according to that policy.
Well, there's a lot of people that do not know about this. It's called the Dark Act. Deny Americans the right to know. And companies now do not have to tell you what is in their food. And they're using other words to describe what's in the food.
They're trying to trick you.
Yep.
But you got to remember, you know, the FDA is the same company that told you DDT, Agent Orange, and
Oh my gosh,
PCBs were
yes.
safe.
Right. And how many people have gotten cancer from
Yeah,
this?
and now they're determining the
Yep.
safety of our food. The overwhelming consensus of the scientists working at the FDA said that GMOs were different and dangerous and needed to be tested.
And these are scientists.
And it fell on deaf ears.
Yep.
So the entire approval and promotion of GMOs was based on industry manipulation and political collusion because of who they know. Clarence Thomas on the Supreme Court is a former Monsanto attorney. He wrote the position for the majority of the decisions that were made in favor of Monsanto. And we wonder why we can't get anything done here. This chart, which actually comes from foodandwaterwatch.org. I'm not even sure it is still on the internet. Stuff like this has a way of
Disappearing.
Disappearing.
Yep.
Yeah, so it actually shows the fingers that Monsanto has within our government at the Federal Reserve, the Department of Commerce, United States Trade, Department of Defense. If by chance this poster is not available anymore, I'll tell you at the end of the presentation how to get a hold of me, and I'll email them.
Right.
I'll email them a copy of it. The studies that were actually done outside of the Monsanto, Monsanto doesn't have to do studies.
No, they don't.
So
They're impervious to all of that.
The French scientist Sarah Ligney did studies, and you can see the rat over there in the picture with the huge tumor. He did it with GMO foods, non-GMO foods, and also GMO water, putting the Roundup in the water. And he found that both putting the Roundup in the water and the GMO foods were the ones that were causing the organ damage, kidney failure, liver failure, massive, really massive tumors in the ones that was just the GMO by itself. Early death. I mean, you're talking some nasty stuff here.
Yep.
There is a lawsuit not for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is my cancer diagnosis.
I saw that.
And so I've been collecting information because I used to use Roundup all the time in gardening.
Yeah, right.
And so the class action suit is against Roundup and cancer diagnoses that have come as a result.
Yeah, and I wouldn't put it past it in the future to see Parkinson's also listed in that. Alzheimer's is another one that, I mean, there's a plethora of...
There's a plethora of illnesses.
Yeah.
And
information out there if you want to go get it.
Right.
The studies. Here's another one from Michael Antonio. His study showed that there were over 200 proteins and metabolites that were different in the GMO corn that was not in the GMO. Versus GMO versus non-GMO. There's over 200 more proteins and metabolites in the GMO corn.
And there is corn in everything. High fructose corn syrup.
I mean, all your animals are fed with grain.
Corn with grain.
Grain is corn and soy.
Unless you get some meat that is grass-fed.
Grass-fed.
But you have to make sure it comes from an organic farm.
And you have to make sure it's 100% grass-fed because they can put grass-fed on the label, but they grain finish them.
Right.
So you got to really trust the farm that you're going to.
Don't eat.
Well, we're going to get to that. We've got some safety stuff in here for you. We got some good news.
Yeah, we got good news too. She's got good news in there. We're talking about the bad news first.
Yeah,
but
we
we're
get the
gonna talk
bad
about
news
the
and
good
then the
news
good
next.
All right, so the process of the genetic engineering is what causes collateral damage in your DNA. So now they've actually found not only is it causing digestive and inflammation and stuff in the body, now it's actually targeting your DNA. It can actually change your DNA.
Right.
They give a clear example here from another institute study where they took potatoes and did some with GMO, some without the GMO, some with the Roundup, some without the Roundup. And what they found is that only the rats that were fed the GMOs showed the potential precancerous cell growth in their digestive system. Okay, so you have cell growths that are going on where your food is supposed to be processed. And if your food is not processed, nothing else happens in the body. They ended up with smaller brains, livers, testicles, partial atrophy of the liver, and damaged the immune system. And this all came just from the process of genetic engineering. Not the Roundup on top of it, but just the GMO process by itself.
Right.
Yeah. They're showing the inflammatory bowel. We were talking about that earlier with the herbicides that are being sprayed. If you actually go back to when GMOs first were initialized onto the market about 25 years ago and watch the disease rates.
Right. It is escalating.
You can watch them escalate as the amount of herbicides and pesticides that are being sprayed on our produce. I mean, we're talking autism, diabetes, death from obesity, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, high blood pressure, kidney disease, end-stage kidney failure, leukemia, which is where the lawyers have jumped on the ban. I mean, they're even linking ADHD and suicides now to this.
And I remember a couple years ago when they made obesity a disease.
Yes.
Obesity is a disease.
Yeah, everything has to be a disease so they can treat it.
So, so they can write a prescription.
Right. So now that Monsanto has made billions upon billions of dollars on their Roundup weed killer. They're getting ready to sell that to Bayer.
The aspirin company
In Germany. Okay? So they've made all their money, and now they're coming out with a new GMO. It's called Liberty Link. Who wouldn't want Liberty Link? Liberty, I mean, that sounds good, right? Well, come to find out, Liberty Link is kept so under wraps right now, nobody can get their hands on it to test it. To see what amino chains that this is going to block when it enters the body. So now we haven't, and if you really think about this for a second with Bayer, which I don't think the deal has actually gone through yet. They're still working, you know, dotting the I's and
Well,
crossing the
Bayer
T's.
has all of those chemical products too.
Yeah.
So when you go to
Bayer
look for
Pharmaceutical,
Roundup,
right.
then you got it, you know,
Yes.
for the lawn.
But when
And-
you buy a GMO seed, it's not like when our grandfathers were farming and they saved 10% of their crop and dried it for the seeds to plant next year. You have to buy continually every year
Yeah.
the GMO seeds because
Because
they
they
will
don't
not
make their own
reproduce.
seeds.
No, they
Right.
don't.
They
They're
don't make their own
sterile.
seal.
So you have to get heirloom seeds, and they're
But
getting
this,
more difficult to find now.
but if you read between the lines on Monsanto selling to Bayer in Germany, if 85% of the corn, 95% of the soy is genetically modified, that means Germany is going to hold 85 to 95% of our food. When it comes to the corn and the soy and the cotton and the alfalfa and everything. You have to buy that from Germany to plant it here in the U.S. So there is repercussions that I don't think they've even thought about with, you know, another country owning our
Controlling,
food. Yeah, or
controlling our
what they
food market.
so-called
Well,
food.
it's called GREED.
Why?
Yes, it is.
There you go.
All right, so actual scientific evidence to support. Here comes the good news.
We got
that
good news, friends.
Just eliminating the GMOs from your body can rebuild itself.
Because your body can heal itself.
It was created
21 days
to
create
heal
change.
itself.
Yeah.
They did a study with mice and they put them on the GMOs and, you know, their health started to go down. They took them off the GMOs, their
And
health
their health
started
started
to
going up.
improve. Well, they put them back on the GMOs just to reprove it again and their health started going down. So you can
You
reverse.
can rebuild
Yes.
yourself because your body has the ability to heal
itself.
itself.
Right. Your high-risk foods are alfalfa, canola, corn, cotton, papaya, soy, sugar beet, zucchini, yellow squash, eggs, gelatins, hides and skins from your animals, honey, broke my heart,
Oh, yeah.
meat and milk, animal products, vaccines
I don't
are
do vaccines.
genetically modified
Yes,
now.
they are.
Haven't
These
had a
poor
flu shot in
babies.
8 years.
They don't even have, they haven't even breathed their first
Yeah.
breath of life,
And
and
they're
they're
already-
already
Within
shooting
an
them
hour,
up. Yeah,
they
they're
get
shooting
the,
them up.
the hepatitis B shot.
Same thing with your veterinarian vaccines.
Right.
They're also loaded
The
with
animals.
GMOs.
Your
yeah.
your pets, your fur babies.
Yeah, and some of your yeast. Now, what can you do? You can take activated charcoal every single day. And if you've never taken it before, I would suggest you take it 3 times a day on an empty stomach for at least a week because the absorbability of this charcoal is 3 times itself. This gives you a whole process on how they make it. If anybody wants this, just let me know. But this is what they use in the hospital when they pump your stomach.
Right. And charcoal absorbs. So even if you ate something that didn't like you, I had that happen to me. I've had food poisoning before. Charcoal absorbs all those toxins in you and you will eliminate it. And I guarantee you'll start feeling better.
Yep, toxins, gases, and poisons.
That's right.
So people might be wondering, where do they find activated charcoal?
Health food store.
Yeah,
How does it come? Powder, solid?
capsules,
Capsules.
powder. You can get it.
Capsules.
Yeah. any
I
way you
prefer
want
the
to.
capsules
Yeah.
because I don't want to mess with charcoal powder. It
It's-
just doesn't
it
do anything
stains.
for me.
Well, I mean, if somebody can't take a capsule, they could get the powder, stir it
And
up,
stir
and
it
Stir
water.
it up
there.
and drink
Yeah.
it with water. Yeah, some people can't take capsules.
I've
You know,
heard of
some
people
I
brushing their
know.
teeth with it.
I have heard that too, and it really is supposed to make your teeth whiter. That's what I've heard. It gets them black first, but then when you rinse, it makes them
Right,
whiter. That's
yeah.
what I've heard.
Right. And then, of course, you can eat clean. You know,
Right.
no soda, no fast food, no artificial sugar, no junk food, no refined grains, and no processed meats.
Like we said, if you can't spell it, don't know what it is, can't pronounce it, do not, under any circumstance,
Even if you
put
can
it
spell,
in
even
your
if you
body.
can spell
Or on your
BREAD,
skin.
don't eat it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm talking about the real long quarter
Yeah.
words that are in
Right.
the ingredients of BREAD.
BREAD. I was so shocked when I remember when my son and his wife were first coming down one holiday, and he sent me a list of things to get because she has IBS, and you know, he said get the French baguette, and I rushed off to Martin's and got, it was U-Crops then. I brought it home, and he said, "Mom, she can't have this," but it says, you know, he said it's high fructose corn syrup 1st ingredient. I didn't know high fructose corn syrup was in bread. I stopped eating bread
Can
right
you
then
imagine
and there. Right then
what
and there.
high fructose corn syrup is in? A
Everything,
bajillion. It's
yeah.
on everything that's inside the
Yeah.
They've
every
renamed
inside.
that now too,
Yes.
and I
Yep.
forget what they've renamed
Yeah.
it to because the high
'Cause
fructose
people will
corn syrup-
recognize it.
Yeah, they
Mhm.
knew what it was and they weren't buying
Yep,
it.
yep.
So now they're trying
Yeah,
to.
they're
it's
trying to
buried
disguise
on
it.
one of my Facebook posts somewhere.
Right, and they've also disguised aspartame as natural flavorings.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see anything that says natural flavorings, it's a no. The other thing is, I heard a while back that they're putting a little bit of aspartame in milk, but they're putting just
Such a little.
enough that they don't have to put
Have
it
to,
on.
right, because it's a little
They
quantity.
don't have to put it on the packaging. And the other thing is, they don't have to put it on the packaging anyhow because the government passed the dark rule, the Dark Act, which we will talk about on another one of our shows, I promise.
Another thing you can do is eat more plant-based protein.
Right.
I mean, you've got lentils. 1 cup of lentils is 18 grams of protein. You got black beans, 15 grams, kidney beans, 13, chickpeas, 12. Because the more farmed meat that you're eating, you're getting double the GMOs
Right.
in the meat than you
Right.
would be from a plant-based protein. I'm not advocating not to eat meat. But if you're going to eat it, get it organic, get it 100% grass-fed.
Get it at your farmer's market or join one of those
Right.
CSAs. What does
Yeah.
CSA mean?
I got it in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember what CSA means.
Another way to
but it's
protect
the farmers.
Yeah, another way to protect yourself is make sure that little butterfly label right there is on your food. This right here is about the only way to basically 100% know that your food is not genetically modified. They have strict rules and regulations that you have to adhere by in order to get that little label. Used to be the same way with the USDA organic.
But guys, that's the government again. Here we go.
Not so much anymore. I always look for the butterfly first and USDA second.
Right.
And then your CSAs, community supported agriculture.
That's what it is. Yep.
These are member owned. You pay a fee. You get so much of the crop that comes in. It's a share. It's kind of like my milk share.
Yeah, she
I
gets
get
a milk
so
share.
much of the milk from the cow each week.
I mean, people have the CSA for
Right.
beef.
For beef.
For
yeah,
eggs.
right.
Or eggs, or
Buy
other
local.
things.
you
Buy
know.
local.
Farmers market. You know, you've got to vote with your dollar. The only way to kick Monsanto is to cut the purse strings. You got to cut the money off away from
Right.
them. And then this one, you're probably going to want a copy of this. This is from the Cornucopia Institute. I think it's .org online. This is a chart that shows you the big companies that own your organic companies.
Yep. They swallowed up the organics.
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, that's been
It's
frightening.
sad. It is very frightening.
This is going to be my blueprint for the new shop.
Right.
Because if you're owned by a big company,
You're not
So
going
what
to
are
be
some
in
of
her
those
shop.
names that people will recognize? I can't read them.
well, we've got Hormel owns Applegate Farms.
Which makes
Applegate.
Yeah, Applegate Farms, they make bacon and
I
stuff
know.
like that, don't
Uh-huh,
they? Yeah, and
uh-huh.
sausage.
And you've got Dannon that owns Stonyfield and Organic Valley.
Yeah, I don't do those anymore.
Yeah,
Stonyfield, you
yeah.
know, is yogurt, and
Yeah.
Organic Valley. Isn't that milk too? Is this Organic
Yes.
Valley? Yes.
And
Yeah.
cream, milk, butter, the whole nine. The one that really got me was the Hanes Celestial.
Yes.
I mean, they have just mopped up Spectrum Organics, which are your supplements that you can get.
Yeah.
yeah.
Is owned
Yeah.
by Hanes. So, I mean, the spider web runs deep.
It does.
Oh, I want a
Another
copy
thing
of
you
that.
can do is get involved. We have a advocate, natural health advocate here in the state of Virginia called Virginians for Health Freedom. They monitor legislation at the General Assembly, make sure nothing's going to get passed that's going to stop us from doing natural health
Right.
here in the state of Virginia. And I have it on good authority that the mandatory vaccination bill is coming back next year.
Is it?
Yeah, so we're going to have to work on
Yeah.
that.
Gotta
Yeah, we're
fight
going to have
that.
to work on that one,
Yeah,
girl.
because I won't vaccinate my grands.
So after 25 years of going through this over and over and over again and being very peeved at having to read all these labels, I took that peeve and turned it into a passion. And that's where I came up with the OBX Organix. It's going to be your one-stop shop for organic and non-GMO verified foods. No big companies are going to be in there. It's going to be all small mom and pop organic organizations that had the true morals and integrity from the get-go.
And the other thing is you're going to have to visit her in Avon, North Carolina at the Outer Banks, or she's going to
Online.
start online. So you'll be
Online.
able to order things online. She's also going to have classes. You're going to have whole
We're
classes.
gonna have all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff. How-to classes, how to make stuff like you was talking about with the deodorant and the toothpaste, and we'll have candle making and soap making, and I'm gonna have the homemade yogurts and butters and canned foods, apple butters and stuff like that. I'm gonna do a lot of that myself, and I'm not gonna use anything plastic in the store.
No, she decided instead of using those plastic containers,
Food
you know, that
bins,
she's
yeah.
going to use glass candy jars. Is that cool?
And then I've got a company that has biodegradable bags to put the stuff in, and biodegradable cartons
The
and
cartons,
cups
yeah.
and bowls, and I'm going to use them. And I will ship to your front door. Probably for the first year, whatever it costs me to ship is what I'll have to end up charging for shipping. Maybe after I get going and get all this, together, then I can offer free shipping later. But I'm not going to make any money on shipping. I think that's the biggest.
Yeah, that's going to be
Hooey.
the biggest thing.
Yeah,
I don't think people really care about shipping when they know they're getting quality.
Well, they
You
are
know.
going to get quality, and you don't have to drive to the
Yeah,
Outer Banks.
You don't have to- I will be driving to the Outer Banks just to see Ron. Hey,
I'll give you my list,
now is-
Marilyn.
Good.
Yeah, I'll give you my list. You can bring it on Thursday.
Yeah. We're going to do small quantities to make it affordable.
Right, right. So,
yeah.
Michael, can you get back to where we are, our happy faces? Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Here we are. And this is Rhonda's new and improved branding. And this is Rhonda's OBX Organics.
If you want to get on the mailing list, you just pop on that website.
Right,
and-
OBXorganics.com. Get on her website and sign up for her newsletter. She'll be sending out newsletters soon, which we're all excited about. And
So the information that you had posted there, is that on your website or is that
the
via
GMO
news?
information? Not yet. I
Okay.
think that part of the website is still under construction.
Okay.
Yeah.
but if you need any, is my Facebook page back to normal? Oh, good. Thank you, Michael. Michael rocks. He really does. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. So how can people get in touch with you if they want to get some of this information?
They can go to the web.
OBX Organics and email her. There's a contact on there, isn't
there's
there? So you can
contact us.
contact Rhonda through OBX Organics and put your information in there, what you would like, and she will gladly email it to you. There's a lot of information on here that I know that if you did not take the Evelyn Wood speed writing class, which I did not take,
I didn't either.
it's going to be difficult for you to keep up with everything. And we
But
all have
just go back and rewatch the show too.
Right, you can go back and
rewatch the show.
Rewatch the show.
Pause it, take notes.
That's right.
That's
you can
it.
do that because we had Michael zero in on the PowerPoint. We've never done this before, but then we never had food that Laurel made last week.
Yeah.
I mean, we did cooking on our
All
on our
kinds of new
show.
stuff.
So we're really branching out and doing a whole lot of different things.
Yeah, nice.
Customer friendly.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and we're trying to enlighten the viewers about what's going on, and so that's. And I thank you so much for bringing that because it is a controversial topic. You know, we eat things and we get sick, and it's not good. And then you wonder why you eat things like that. Well, my suggestion is, and I've told so many people this, especially my 88-year-old mother, God bless her, write it down what you're eating. Because if you write it down and you can go back to it in a journal, you can go back to it, you'll be able to see, maybe pinpoint
When you started to experience some
when you
discomfort.
started to experience a discomfort. There are diseases out there now that were never around, never heard of when all of us were kids.
Right, right.
They
and they
never
can
were.
go to the GMOsreveal.com.
Right.
The presentation that I did was bits and pieces of only the first 2 of the documentary.
Right, and there
there's
were 9 of them.
And then
I think
there's
it costs a fee now, though, doesn't it?
I think it does. It
Yeah.
was free for a long
I
time.
know, I know.
Yeah,
But
so-
Patrick has decided, and I can't blame him.
Yeah,
you know,
because there's a
Because
lot
people
of
take that
there's a
information
lot
for
of
free and then they
information.
reduplicate it.
And
you
if
have
you
to be
want-
so mindful.
What's the name? What's that website again? GMO Revealed.
GMOs with an S.
GMOsrevealed.com.
.com.
So, if you're really into getting into the food
What's in it.
information,
Right.
what's in it, what's going on. The other thing is, I've told people before, if you're going into the grocery store, shop the perimeter of the grocery store. You get out real fast, And I don't really do much in the milk aisle because I'm lactose intolerant. So milk doesn't do anything for me. It does something for me. I don't have the enzyme to digest it, so I get sick. Okay, I've had that issue since I had my kids. It's been a long time.
And make your stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
come home.
She makes a lot of her stuff. She makes her yogurt and her sauerkraut
Creams and lotions and soaps and laundry detergent. I mean, it's pennies to make this stuff.
It is.
Versus having to buy, what is that big one in the red container that's like $20 or $25 for the clothes washing detergent, and you can make it for a nickel a load.
Yeah.
I mean,
So learn to make. You can even Google homemade
Yes.
soaps, homemade
Do it yourself
detergents.
is all the rage.
use
And so-
Castile soap. I mean,
Yeah.
you can use that in
Dr.
for
Bronner's
shampoo.
Castile.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. right.
I've used that when I went to the jungle in 05, and you didn't have
I
a lot of
love
stuff
Dr.
when you're in the
Bronner's. I
jungle,
use
and I
his
had the
toothpaste.
Castile soap, and that's what I used.
Get you a pump foam container, a soap container, and take you a bar of soap and grate about a quarter of it. Put hot water over it and let it dissolve, and put it in the foam container.
There you got your
yeah.
foam soap.
Yeah,
What a
lasts
deal.
forever. You can
Uh-huh.
do it with Castile soap too, liquid.
Yeah, that Castile soap is, and plus it comes in different fragrances.
Or you can just put some essential oils.
Some
in it.
oils in
Right.
it to make your
Yeah.
own fragrance.
right,
Yeah.
make your own fragrance.
I do that with my cleaning stuff.
Do you? Yeah. I have gotten some of
Vinegar.
those e-cloths where you just use water.
Love them.
E-cloths. You can get them at the grocery store. You can find them at different places. It's easy. They're easy to find now.
Right, or
They're
shops.
everywhere.
Yeah, they're
They're
everywhere.
everywhere. The big box stores.
I'm
It's
gonna carry them.
E-cloth. She'll
Yeah.
be carrying them.
Oh.
They're great, and
Yeah.
you just use water and it cleans everything. It's wonderful. I used them for my grandsons when they got dirty hands and sticky, and
You can actually
know.
clean with vinegar and water.
yes,
That's
vinegar
what I,
and
that's what
water.
I,
White
vinegar and water, and
couple
I
of
did so with
drops
some
of your
lemon
essential
oil, some
Yeah,
lemon and essential
yeah,
oil.
You're good. It's not expensive.
It's better than Pine
Right.
Saw. My mom used Pine Saw. It's like
And
that is
save
I
your
can't even
money
stand
for
the
your
sense of
grass-fed
those.
organic meat.
right. The other thing,
Put the money where it's needed.
Words count.
right,
Word
and
counts.
you know, people complain about, well, it's so expensive. Everything's so expensive. But let me tell you, when you get sick, it's more expensive.
You pay up front or
It's
you pay
more
on the other
expensive
end.
because you lose time from work. You get, you know, you're sick. You're home. You can't do anything. So take that money that you would be using being sick and put it in some good food. And when you go to the grocery store, look at the label. If it has 5 digits, which starts with a 9, that's organic.
Yes.
And look for that
I
little
was in a store the other
sign.
day, and there was nothing that said the apples. So I'm like, let me read this. Where's my 9? There's no
Where's the
9.
sticker?
No
Right.
apples
No
today.
apples.
No apples
Right.
today.
I'm like that with berries because berries are like
Yeah.
toxic sponges.
Oh my goodness. Strawberries is like number one.
That's right.
It's like
That's
64 different chemicals on a strawberry.
in a strawberry.
Yeah.
That's not organic.
Right.
So look for the 9 and the 4 digits behind it. You got 5 digits you got to look for. It always starts with a 9. Go to your health food stores, your health food grocery stores. We've got some great ones in Richmond. You know, they're really good. So find a health food store that's near you, wherever you live. Google health food stores near you. It's worth the ride. It definitely is. Go to your farmers markets. It's worth it. You know, join a CSA.
Take a church group, get a church group
Right.
together, and on the lawn, everybody bring. You know, it's nothing to get a pot and put a seed in it.
Right.
You know, you can take your organic clippings, like from your celery and your carrots and your spring onions, and you can regrow them.
Right.
You know, you take a little dish of water, you cut the top off, you put it
Put
in
it
the
down
water.
to the roots.
When it
And it
starts to sprout,
hydroponically grows.
yeah, but when it starts to sprout, put it in dirt. You know, anybody can grow a tomato plant in a bucket.
Yeah, I
You know?
grew some, but then they died.
Yeah, grow your own.
Well, you know what happened? I had bought some potatoes, and because my husband likes to eat baked potatoes, and lo and behold, some of my potatoes out there, and they
Crappy.
weren't organic. They didn't say organic, and they've got roots on them coming out, so I got to put them in dirt.
Cut each one of those off and plant
Cut
them
it in half.
individually.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll have some potatoes, which will be cool.
This is good. So I hope you're taking notes. And I know one of my friends has been watching. She says she loves the show. Sharon, if you're watching tonight, we had this conversation today about pain she was having, and I said, she said it's so hard, and I said, yes, it's hard, but life is hard. You got to choose your hard. You either live through the pain, or you do something different that's hard.
And
But
you make the
you
game.
choose your hard, Sharon.
That's
if
right.
you're watching.
Speaking of natural things, one of my colleagues, Lisa Hazel Grove, has a company called Lisa Healthy, and she has a class that's coming up Saturday, October 14th. I cannot go because that is the
That's your
weekend of my
workshop, yeah.
retreat. She's having it at Edible Education at 13,566 Waterford Place in Midlothian from 10 to noon, and they're going to be demonstrating new levels of energy nutrition. So if you want to go to that and get in contact with her, her contact number is 804-539-3251. Again, 804-539-3251, or you can email her at lisa@lisahealthy.com. They are talking about how disrupted the foundation of life and lowered of the vibrational field. So if you're interested in that, it's, you know,
I'd be interested in knowing the vibrational field of Roundup.
yeah.
Zero.
Really. So
negative 0.
she'll be talking about
was
innovative
such a
energy
thing.
products from the company that she works with, that she's a distributor of. So if you want to go, it's at Edible Education at 13,566 Waterford Place, Midlothian, from 10 to noon on Saturday, October 14th. And I will put that on my Facebook page too. The other thing is, if you are willing to invest in yourself, I have put this out, you are worth it. You are worth it. That's why we're talking about the food. You are so worth it. So take time to invest in yourself. Judy and I are having a retreat on October 13th, 14th, and 15th at the Hyatt Place up at Short Pump Mall. It is so affordable. It's $325, $50 to save your seat, $275 for the rest, and you can make payments. And it's going to help people who really want to learn more about themselves and master their success. And that's what we're looking forward to, helping you all master your success. So if you are interested, you can contact me, and I'll give you my phone number, 804-350-0034, and I will give you more information about that. So just, guys, you are important. You are worthy. You are worth investing in yourself. So take some time to invest in yourself. And when you go to the grocery store, think about, yeah, I know this orange costs 99 cents. Okay, but it's organic.
And it'll taste like an orange.
And it'll taste like, exactly.
It'll taste like an
And then
orange.
you can save that orange peel and put it in your vinegar and make your cleaning product.
There you go. And you can keep the seeds that are in the orange and grow them.
Yes.
So there's a lot of things. The orange is 100% recyclable, really. So don't think about, oh, this Valencia orange, this organic, it cost me 99 cents. Okay, but that
How
99
much are you
cents,
worth?
How much are you worth? Exactly.
Yeah.
How much are
You're
you
worth
worth?
more than
How
a
much
penny.
was the pedicure? How much was the tattoo? How much was the piercings?
The manicure, yeah.
You know,
The
people
iPhone.
afford.
People spend money on what they
afford
want.
what is important to
Yeah.
them. So you have to be important to yourself.
To yourself.
Yeah, you have to be able to afford good health.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It's your life.
It is
It's
your life.
body.
So
You only
think
get
about
one.
it. You only get one, really.
And if you don't take care of it, you have nowhere to live.
That's right. And you don't want to have to succumb to swelling.
Inflammation.
It's no fun. It's no fun to feel bad. I was in a car accident last Friday. Somebody rear-ended me. Talk about inflammation. I was down for the count for the whole weekend. The whole weekend. And then some. And it was no fun, but I'm feeling better. I am back on the mend, but I'm not driving very far. And yesterday was really the first day I drove. Zen's been driving me everywhere, and yesterday was the first day I drove. So I have given myself time to heal.
Honor your body.
And Laurel, who was on last week when we were romancing the food, she made me a huge amount of bone broth, beef bone broth, and she brought it over on Sunday. She made the effort. Thank you, Laurel. I love you for doing that. It's been delicious. I totally enjoyed it, and bone broth has taken me over the top. You know, so if you are not feeling well, get yourself some bone broth. You know, you can make it yourself. I get my bones at the farmer's market because I can't find them at the store.
I recycle my chicken. I buy a
Yep.
whole organic chicken, and once I cook the chicken, I throw all the bones in the crock pot. Put your whatever veggies you want to go in there, your seasonings in
Celery
there.
and yum.
Let it crock for 24 hours. Open
Yeah.
it up, can it. You're good to go.
That's right.
Oh, and then I take the bones because they're so soft. You can smush them with your finger, and I grind them up and I give it to the dogs.
There you go. What do? You do something with egg shells. What do you do with those? You grind them up for calcium, right?
You take and wash them off, put them in the oven at, I think it's 350 degrees for 10-15 minutes to kind of sterilize them.
Right.
And then put them in a coffee grinder and grind them up, and that's calcium. So
And
you
you
put
can
it in
use it on your-
smoothies or
Yeah, and you can use it on your garden too.
Yep, use it in your garden.
Yeah, I knew
She's
about
been
the
doing that.
gardens.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I
I
try
know
to
about
recycle a lot.
planting in the shells too. Starting
Oh
your
yeah,
seedlings
I've done that
in the
before.
shells.
Yep.
So even if you're paying $9 for an organic chicken, that's 4 meals, 4 quarts of bone broth, and dog food
There you go.
for $9.
For $9.
Yeah,
There you go. And it's healthy. And you know where it came from,
right.
which is so important.
And it's used in every part of the chicken.
used
It's
in every
using
part
every
of it.
part. So see, you
Except
can
for the
use
feathers.
every. Well, yeah. But you know, if you wanted to, you know, Indians used to use the feathers for
Yeah.
different
They
things.
used to
And
eat
people
the
love
feet
chicken
too,
feet.
but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't, but
Nope.
everything else.
I remember when I was traveling a long time ago when I lived in a motorhome and people were where we were at the time. They were buying chicken feet left and right.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what they were selling at Walmart at the time.
I
and-
ain't eating nothing that's been scratching.
Well, that's one way to put it. Yeah, well, we're live here at Healthy Living with Marilyn.
That just brought to mind some other parts of some animals that I won't eat.
Right. Well, let me tell you something about the book that I have been a contributing achiever of. It is called Yes, You Can. Go for Achieving Your Dreams. Yes, I wrote a chapter in here. I am one of the Thank you. One of the contributing authors. It's short stories of what others have done and how we have succeeded. Now, I'm still a work in progress. We're all a work in progress.
Hopefully.
But I've been reading this other book, which has helped me really understand, and I'm going to talk about it next week.
Okay.
Really understand that repeating what you're doing every single day. Like, I meditate as soon as I get up in the morning, then I journal, and then I do something. Normally, it's a little bit of exercise. But I try to do those 3 things every single morning. And I've been getting up early because for some reason, I'm not a morning person, friends, but I run out of sleep because I either take a nap in the afternoon or I go to bed too early. You know, and so I run out of sleep. I do.
I'm going to miss you next week.
Huh?
I'm going to miss you next week.
I know.
This week I'm gone. Second Thursdays, I'm away from you.
I know. You're going to be at 6335?
6335 Jank Road. Yeah.
Jank Road.
Jank Road.
And what are you doing there?
I'll be there as a vendor for Damsel in Defense, and I'll be helping people stay safe this holiday season, every day, any day. Carry your safety items with you so that you are prepared for situational, unexpected things, but always situationally aware of where you are, what's going on around you, especially as it's getting darker now.
Right. It's getting darker earlier. I said to my husband a couple of nights ago, it's 7:30 and it's dark. Really?
Yeah.
I don't like that. So, well, you know who's going to be here with me next week? Judy. My business partner Judy's going to be here with me next week. Yep. And we're going to have Katie Zackerly on, and she's going to be talking about healthy solutions to feel better.
Okay.
So,
well, I'll catch it on.
Yep. You'll
on
catch
YouTube.
it on YouTube.
Yes.
Catch it on YouTube. So, yeah. So, just remember, your body can rejuvenate itself. Give it some time. Give it 21 days if you're not feeling good. Eat plenty of healthy foods. Do not shop the inside of the grocery store. The only time you need the inside of the grocery store is for toilet paper and paper towels.
There you go.
And we all need toilet paper. That's just the way it is.
Stop eating out of boxes and cans.
Stop eating out of boxes.
And
Stop
plastic,
eating out of cans. Shop the perimeter of the grocery store. I used to tell my clients, if you do that, you're going to get out a lot faster.
And look for the butterfly.
And look for the butterfly that says GMO, non-GMO verified. Look for that cute little, it's a monarch. Yeah, it's a monarch butterfly. Yeah, and I love butterflies. And our Creating the Amazing You, our logo is a butterfly.
Oh, awesome.
Yes. So look for the butterfly, and it looks like your logo is an octopus.
Yes.
I love that.
Isn't that great?
Because I tried to find
A
something
happy
that
one.
wasn't overused. You know,
I don't think anybody's
lighthouses,
using an
seashells.
octopus. I don't
But it
think
goes
anybody
perfect
is.
with OBX, with
It
Outer
does.
Banks.
With
Yeah.
OBX,
Yeah.
Outer Banks. Yep. So if you have any questions, how do we get in touch with you again, Rhonda?
Through the website, either sign up for the newsletter or go to the Contact Us.
Contact us, and she will get. If there's any of this PowerPoint that you all would like to have, get in touch with Rhonda or get in touch with me, toppriorityllc@gmail.com, or private message me through Facebook if you're a Facebook friend. And if you want to friend me, let me know. I will accept your friend. Because I love you guys. And please
Marilyn's
subscribe. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel.
We got to get to those 100 subscriptions by the end of the month.
By the end
One
of
a
the
day,
month.
we'll get her there.
And I have
right.
Facebook for the OBX Organix.
Yes, she has a
cool.
Facebook for OBX Organix, so like her Facebook page, because she always has a lot of information. I like her Facebook page. I like Rhonda, though. I've known Rhonda for a long time. You know, I like Rhonda. She's cool. So I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Rhonda's Facebook page, OBX Organix. I love the way it's spelled, OBX ORGANIX. Really cool. Rhonda's cool. She knows a lot about health and taking care of yourself. She and I have been through a lot of schooling together. Whole lot of schooling.
Whole lot.
Whole lot of schooling.
It's that time, Marilyn.
Anyhow, it's that time, so change your life today. Have a good one. Love you all. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.